Hello, my friends, and welcome to another live show of the Lead Like the CEO show. I'm your host, Shevvy. Come on in. It is Wednesday. How are you all doing today? So as you come in, say hello. Let me know where you're joining me from. And if you're new here, welcome. And today we're going to talk about the power of the side. And so as you all come in, like I said, say hello. Let me know where you're joining from. And we will get started very shortly, okay? Very shortly. So, welcome to another episode of Lead Like the CEO. Just kind of running up here because of just scheduling, but I'm happy to be here, and I want to talk about the power of deciding. And this really speaks not only you as a business owner, but you as an individual for your personal life, and just for us to just kind of talk. And I'm going to share some insight from why we need to just go ahead and decide. So thank you so much for tuning in. We have S. Maxwell from Jersey. Hey, y'all. That's where I call home, Jersey. But come on in, friends. Let me know how you're doing. We're here every Wednesday. But let me introduce myself for those that are new here in my community, my neighborhood. So I am Siobhan, but I go by Shevvy, and I'm the founder of Mac Leadership Academy. But on the show, I'm your host, Lead Like a CEO. And this show is really to help you as a mission-driven business owner who is looking for opportunities to grow your business, but leveraging your time. And what I do on this show is really provide you with the insight to help you if you are in the space of innovation, if you're in a space of STEM, developing things. And I'm talking about deciding today, right? And I am sharing with you that I am deciding to go all in. I mean, I'm multi-passionate. I love doing so many things, and I'm still doing other things. But I'm going to be going all in on helping businesses in the innovation space to really optimize their time by helping them and supporting them to research, identify, and apply for federal grants, innovation grants to help them grow their businesses. That is what I'm helping you as a business owner who is in the innovation space, in the technology space, and you have a project but you don't have the time and capacity to go out and find these grants opportunity for you. SBIR, which is your Small Business Innovation Research, and then you have your STTR, which is the Small Business Technology Transfer research grants to help you get to your innovation, get approval. I mean, I can't approve you, but help you go through the process together. So this is what I'm deciding for me as I move forward in 2024. And I have other things that I'm working on in the background. But as you learn more about me, this is what I'm going to be spending more of my time sharing on the show of the Lead Like the CEO, because the Lead Like the CEO show is really helping you to elevate how you lead yourself, lead in your team, lead in your business, which all results into growth of your business. So welcome in. Thank you, Samantha, for joining me. She is from Jersey as well. Yes. And like I said, as you all come in, share with me what things are going well for you. And S. Maxwell says, she said, one thing I will say is taking too much time to make a decision can lead to less productivity, less advancement, less action, which can really hinder a business or an idea. Correct. So we're going to talk more about that. So I love that you share that, S. Maxwell. So as you all come in, I'm really sharing and talking about the power of deciding. And I want you to really think of this not only for your business, but for your life as well, too. And as I was sharing, I'm deciding to go all in on supporting businesses in the innovation, mission-driven, which impacts the world, the United States as a whole, with their innovation to leverage these non-diluted funds to help them grow their company as well. But I want to just go back a little bit. So if you're new here, welcome. I am Shevvy Mac, retired Air Force veteran. I want to put that in there so you understand that you're not getting to know someone who's just here, business, but someone who has a background, a military background that is really focused on helping you to elevate fully 360, okay? Life, business, all the things. And I love what I do. So as your people and business development consultant. I'm here to support you. But let's get into today's topic, okay? So when we think about deciding, it can be very challenging for some of us to really decide to do something. So as you are navigating life, your business, let's think about some things that you are holding on to that you know, like, hey, I need to make this decision. I need to decide, but I am not ready to do so. Okay. So my question to you, friend, is what is a decision that you know that you need to make, but you have not decided to move forward? And you don't have to tell me. You can just kind of think about it, reflect on it. But if there's a decision that you know you need to make, drop a one in the chat. But you have not decided on what you're going to do. Drop a one in the chat. If you have a decision that you know you've been percolating on, and you know, like, hey, I need to make a decision. And when I say decision, again, this is for your personal, this is for your professional life, because I've been in these situations myself. We all have. We all go through this cycle of where we have to decide. That could be with your kids, deciding what school you want your kids to go to. That could be deciding whether you want to move. You know you need to move, but you don't want to move. And that could be in a career where you're like, hey, I'm in a career, or maybe in your business you have a team member who you like, hey, I need to let go. Or maybe it's in your business, like you know that you need to make a decision where you have to remove yourself from doing all of it, but you haven't decided to do such because you're holding on and you're afraid of whatever you're afraid of, or what you think may happen if you release some of that power, some of that ownership. Not even ownership, because you still own the thing, but the process, I will say, letting go and just releasing it. So think of what is it? And S. Maxwell said, one, there's thing that she is percolating that she has not decided on yet. And trust me, all of us, it's a cycle that we go through. But the biggest thing that I want we all to take away when it comes to deciding, the power of deciding, and because when we don't, what happens? We put ourselves in a mental, emotional, and physical constraint. Okay? That is mental, emotional, and physical constraint when we don't decide. And how do we do that? Before I get into that, so yesterday, I want to share very quickly. Yesterday, I went to an event. It was a coffee in connection with the Chambers of Commerce here in Montgomery, Alabama. And the speaker, we had a speaker, and the speaker talked about, like ownership. And I'm like, yes. As he was speaking, I'm like, I'm nodding, I'm saying yes, because he was speaking my language. And he talked about, it was a series of leadership. And as a leader in your business, there are going to be times when you may, have fear, maybe due to uncertainty, maybe things are not going well. But he talked about deciding. And one person asked a question in the audience. The person said, I delegate, but I still hold on. Like they are not able to fully let go of the thing that they pass on for the next person or team member to do. And by doing that, this person is now like anxiety and all the things, like they cannot let it go because they felt the need to just hold on. And going back to what the speaker said, you have to decide. And what he shared, and I'm going to read it, his response to the person was, he said, when you get to that point of where you cannot decide because you know you need to, but you don't want to, then you need to tell yourself this. He said, you need to say to yourself, which he said to the audience, I've lost grace for this season because you don't want to let go. So pretty much you have to tell yourself, no, I've lost grace. Like, I don't have any more grace for this. So I need to give it up. Because when you give yourself grace, it's like, okay, it's over with, it's done. Let me just go ahead and give this up. So it's like, let's say I've lost grace for this season. I have no more to give to it. And that was his response to the person, to say, hey, this is a way that you can let go because you're afraid to decide. Okay. But when we hold on to something that we know we need to make a decision, like for example, when I was deciding to go through with my divorce, I was holding on to that as a decision like I know I needed to make, but didn't want to make because I was looking at the impact of, the family, the kids, because we always start thinking about all the other things, the impact on other people, maybe our team members, our family, but we don't really think about ourselves because we're so focused on making sure that the people that we are supporting, that we love, whether that's team members, family members, that they don't feel the pain, they don't feel the hurt when we are dealing with the anxiety, the uncomfortableness, the mental fatigue, the strain, all of it, because we have not decided. But when I decided to go through with my divorce, guess what? I was relieved. My stress level went down. My anxiety went down. So, as you are navigating in your business, in your life, think about what decisions are you holding on to that is causing mental fatigue. Because if you are holding on to that thing that you know you need to let go of or just make that decision, you are not able to fully operate as the CEO because your prefrontal, your we call this the CEO brain, is not being optimized because this is where your logic, you're making decision, and when your brain is consumed with or with this cycle of, hey, I need to make this, like you're reflecting, you're going through this cycle process of things that you need to do and decisions that you need to make, you don't have the clarity and the focus to step fully and operate and perform and execute as the CEO in your business. And part of what I do in helping you and supporting you is to give you back that time to decide to say, hey, I'm going to go spend my time building this innovation. I'm going to spend my time over here so Chevvy's company can help me get the things that I need, get the resources, get these grant opportunities that I need, because now you have decided to bring in support, which allows you to mentally focus on the things that you need to do. Okay. So when you're able to make your your decision to or decide, I shall say, you're going to reduce your anxiety because again, when you're in indecision, is going to keep your brain on high alert. You're going to be looking around, things like going to be on edge, you're going to be panicky, you're going to be, anxious, you're going to be worrying consistently. But when you decide, guess what? Dopamine is released. It's like a reward to your brain. It's like, oh, we finally did it. We made the decision to do X. We made the decision to do, higher support. We make whatever that is. Now you have a release of happy chemicals that is going around in your brain, which reduces your stress level, bring your anxiety down. It just puts you in a more safe space, emotionally, mentally, and physically, because now you're not constantly worrying about what could be. You finally decided and you're moving forward. All right. Also, when you decide, you reduce your uncertainty. Also, like I said, it calms down your stress response. And also, when we are in that mode of not deciding, we're doing a lot of thinking. And that means a lot of your neurons, they're activated. And whatever messages and signals that you're sending consistently in your brain, guess what? It's all connected. They're all firing off, sending the same message over and over until you decide. And then it's going to send a different message. So you are in control, my friend. Okay. If you're still with me, drop a 2 in the chat. Drop a 2 in the chat if you're still here with me. Okay. So another thing is another benefit of deciding and the power of deciding is it improves focus. Like I said, deciding helps your brain to filter out all the distraction that we have as business owners. Because when we are afraid to decide, it keeps us in a chokehold. And I want you to get out of that chokehold, friend. I want you to be able to optimize how you run your business, optimize how you execute in your on your projects, the opportunity, for you to go after opportunities and so forth. Like, you have to decide. Too many people are in positions running their businesses and are not deciding on things that they know that they need to make a decision on. So I'm going to say this, and if you're watching this or listen to this later on, like, look at your business within the last couple weeks or the month or even today. What are some things that are really going on in your head to say, hey, I've been thinking about this for the last several days and I have not decided to do anything about it. And how is that affecting your productivity? The power of deciding starts with you. It starts with you taking ownership of that thing and deciding what you're going to do with it. And you may not have a clue of the outcome, and that's okay. But guess what? Part of leading as a CEO is deciding, making decisions. And those decisions may impact others, and that's okay. As long as not a safety concern, it's not nothing crazy, that is okay. Because you have to figure out what is the next step. What is the next step? All right, we have Samantha with a 2, S. Maxwell with a 2. They're still here with me. Awesome. And Samantha has a 1 because she has a decision that she has to decide on how to move forward. So love that. Love that. So for me, and this is not something that just goes away. Like, every day we have decisions that we have to make. And even with your kids, if you have kids, you know, they might be dating, they have decisions that maybe they know that they should make in their relationships or friendships, and they don't, but it's affecting their well-being. It's affecting how they, how they move, how they sleep, all the things. Same thing is happening to you. When you choose not to decide, it affects your entire livelihood. It affects your business. It's a chain reaction. So you have to decide. But it goes back to you taking the action to do so. Okay? So I'm going to leave you guys with a few things just to kind of summarize. The power of deciding. All of us get the opportunity to decide, but not all of us are doing so. So when you get to choose to either decide and move forward, or not decide and stay stuck, stay anxious, stay overwhelmed, stay burnt out, stay XXX. You get the point. Or you can say, hey, I'm going to decide today to make that decision. I'm going to decide today to take time off. I'm going to decide today to bring in a company to help and support me. I'm going to decide today that, I no longer want to do this specific type of work in my business. I'm going to decide today, hey, I'm going to support businesses in the innovation space who are looking for grant opportunity. I am deciding, because I don't want to spend the next 2, 3, 4, 5 days or weeks like, oh my goodness, should I do this? Should I do that? No, let's decide today. So whatever you are thinking about or have not fully followed through on in your decision making, I recommend, highly recommend that you decide today. Because what is another day? What's another day? What's another day? It's just delaying the outcome. So decide today. Any questions on or anything that you would like to share before I close out and do my call to action? Deciding starts with you. So if you are in a place where you're like, hey, I don't have the time, Shevvy, and I would love to get support from you to help me identify, research, and apply for innovation grants because I have an innovation, I have an amazing idea. Then definitely reach out to me. You can click the link in the description of this show, book a call, or if you like, hey, I just have a question, send me a message, friend. Send me a message, okay? So I want to say thank you to S. Maxwell for joining me. Thank you for Samantha Harris for joining me from Jersey, the Jersey crew. But today was all about the power of deciding. We can choose to sit and wallow in the what's not going right, or just holding on to whatever the thing is, or we can choose to decide to move forward by making the decision and deciding today that we're going to do X or we're going to do this. Okay. Don't put yourself in this cycle where you just become unproductive because you're just in this cycle of a mental cycle where you're not choosing to move forward. The power of decide. I'm going to say it again. The power of deciding is in you. No one else can make the decision for you. Only you can do so. All right, y'all. Well, thank you so much for joining me. I am Shevvy, your host of the Lead Like the CEO show. I'm here every Wednesday. Come on back. And if you're in the need of support to help you with federal grant opportunities, then I invite you to reach out. All right, friends. Well, have an amazing day, and I will see you all next Wednesday.